Hey Tubies, it's Psychic Bob. Well, here it is about 1:30 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, and Psychic Bob's having a slow day. I got up early this morning, got up like 6 a.m., feeling really charged, got up, did some work, worked on just organizing stuff, paperwork, sorting emails, all that stuff, answering YouTube. I got really tired. I was like, you know what? I'm just like not a morning person. And I went back to lay down for like an hour and then got up, and I'm just feeling lazy today. I decided not to do any readings because sometimes just needs a little bit of a break. And so I'm going to go out and have some lunch. Not a lot's happening today, but I hope you'll hang out with me. So come on along. All right, before Psychic Bob goes on to town, got to have a fashion check. Happening shades, check. Black shirt, check. Black sweater, check. Black jeans, check. Louis Vuitton bag, check. Oh guys, I gotta tell you a story about Louis Vuitton later. Anyways, I'll tell you when I get to the restaurant. And I'm wearing my new pendant. Check it out, I got a lot of new jewelry lately. Thors Hammer. I'll show you this when we get to the restaurant. Anyways, Psychic Bob's having a great time, and we all styling. There goes our cleaning person, keeping our building clean and nice and neat. All right, let's go on along and have an adventure. Well, Tubies, I'm out on the street today. It's a little cooler today. It's like an English day. We got that gray sky overcast. I actually like cloudy days, so I don't mind this. And it's cool. I just checked online. They said it looks like there's not going to be any rain, even though it feels like it. I almost brought my umbrella, but I don't see any rain coming yet. We'll see. Anyways, here's this poor pitiful tree again. I've shown this to you guys. Poor thing. He's been shorn down to nothing. But soon he'll bloom and be beautiful. Well, let's go along and get some food. I'm really hungry now. You can really tell spring's getting here because everything here in my area, at least, is turning such a lush shade of green. Look how rich and lush and green everything is here. Isn't it just beautiful? I'm really enjoying it. I've been waiting for this. Look how nice and thick the grass is and deep green. Beautiful bushes. That bush is really green. While you're out, it's good to look for the face of the green man. You might see him. He might pop out somewhere, Anyways, as I told you earlier, it's one of these days where I just need a break. I've been doing a lot of work lately, and I love it. And for those of you waiting for private readings, don't worry, Psychic Bob's not going to forget you. I'm playing a little catch-up here, but I'm just having a day out. But we'll get back to all of you soon. So hang in there. I haven't forgotten you guys. I know a lot of phone calls are coming in. By the way, speaking of phone calls, if you want to call me and get on my schedule for a private reading, give me a call, 703-825-3929. Put that in your telephone. Let people know about Psychic Bob. If you say, oh, I know this cool psychic, you got to have a reading. You'll say, I've got him on my cell phone. And in the future, you want to call me, you'll say, oh, I can't remember his number. We'll program it in now. Anyways, private reading is you and me, one-on-one for an hour, and we cover everything. Past, present, future. You identify your spirit guides, bring messages from them. If deceased loved ones come through, I bring messages from them as well. So I cover a lot of stuff in the reading. Answer all your questions. Look at your life mission, your themes. We cover all that. As I said, answer all your questions. So definitely give me a call. Tubies, look at these wonderful little flowers I've spied here. These are a magical flower called Sorcerers of Violet, and you'll notice the flower has 5 points like a pentagram. This is a source of magical power. A lot of witches use this. Don't eat it. I don't think it's probably not going to hurt you too much, but it's just a great flower. If you want to do psychic manifestation, you can bring this flower into your house and just get a little clump of it, put it in a little tiny vase, and keep it with you. Look, there's a whole bunch of it growing right down through this little patch here. And this patch runs right next to these bamboo. And I'm crazy about bamboo. It's funny to me that in North America, bamboo seems to prosper because we traditionally think of it as a Chinese or Japanese or Asian plant. But you can see these beautiful bamboo stalks here. There's a whole grove here of bamboo. Somebody told me that if you plant bamboo in your garden, that it will just take off like wildfire. And I think that's what happened here. I think somebody just put a few bamboo seeds down, and we've now got an entire grove of bamboo. Isn't that beautiful? I just love it. It's such a deep and mystical, magical plant. You know, I could take a stalk of this and make a walking staff or even a wand from it. It's just beautiful. So you see, magical tools are all around us, from Sorcerers Violet to bamboo staffs and wands. Now I'm getting hungry, so we're going to go on here. We're going to Shooter Maggies today. I was thinking I just don't have the energy to go far. I was going to go up to Fox Chase. Not the energy. We're staying local. That's all right. Sometimes you're allowed to be slack, right? I mean, I can be slack once in a while. Psychic Bob works an awful lot. You know, I put out video every day, and on top of that, I do readings all day long. And then I've got different, you know, meetings, business meetings, and media people to talk to, and it gets crazy. But you know what? Today we're just slowing down. So I'm glad you guys are with me. Let's go on along. Here we are at Shooter Maggies. They got a nice little outdoor deck for the summertime. I think it's a little cool today to sit outside, so I think we'll go inside. And you know, as I always say it, any shop that puts a pentagram on its door entranceway, Psychic Bob likes them. Come on along, guys. So here I am, settled in at my little table at Shooter Maggies. Got my Coke. Life's good. Waiting on some food to come. A nice little view here. This is a great little restaurant. It's like a little English pub. For those of you who live in Britain, you'll appreciate it. You don't see many of these type of places in the United States. That's why I love it. It's just really cool. And a lot of the population here that come to this restaurant are old timers. Like me, they've been coming here like 20 years or more. So you kind of get to know everybody. It's really family-like. I like it. Here, guys, as I promised you, is a close-up of one of my new pendants. This is a Thors Hammer, and this is part of the Nordic religion that worships Thor. I happen to be a Wiccan, but I also worship Thor as a Wiccan. There are some Wiccans who worship some of the Nordic pantheon. I honor Thor, and I love Odin also. But this is really cool. It's hard to see here, but up at the top, it's got the Helm of All, which is for protection. It's a Nordic rune, and then it's done with beautiful kind of Celtic, Nordic, Northern European knotwork, and then it's got the head down here of two rams on each side. So signs of the Horn Lord. A lot of power, a lot of magical protection. But if you are interested in wearing a sacred symbol, maybe you can't wear a pentacle openly, or you don't want to wear a cross, or so you might want to explore the Thors Hammer. It has a long, long history, and I think I've done other videos on it, but you know, look at my queue for Thors Hammer. But this is my latest one, and I just love it. It's a sign of protection and power. So there you go. To be Psychic Bob's happy. My lunch arrived. Look what I got. I got a grilled cheese sandwich and some onion rings. And I got some ketchup to put on all of it. Yum. They make the best onion rings. Ooh, they're hot. Anyways, I thought on a cold, damp day, just something toasty and warm like grilled cheese and onion rings. That's what I'm having. Pull up a chair and have lunch with me. Some kind of good. I love it. Hey TVs, it's Psychic Bob. I tell you, I had the best lunch. I'm sitting here listening to Kiss. They're cranking it in here. I'm jamming. Heaven's on fire. All right, let's get out of here. Ah, that was a really great lunch, I tell you. I feel like I want to go home and take a nap, but I gotta get stuff done. I still got a lot to do today, even though I'm not doing readings. By the way, this storefront here at this shopping center, where Shooters is still empty. I tell you, I'd like to see if I could lease it and start a Wiccan Temple here. What do you think? It's giant. I don't know how much money it'd be, but if we had enough people, we could probably get the money together. I'd love to have a temple in the middle of the city here. I know a lot of us say, well, Wiccans worship outside, you don't need a temple. That's true. But I think we're at a point where for Wicca to gain more public acceptance, we need to look a little more established at times. And I think having a temple would be a community resource, a place where people could gather, and also a place where non-Wiccans could come to learn. Like Wicca wouldn't be a mystery that they would be fearful of. They could walk in, meet the priests and priestesses, join in on some rituals. I think it would help create a better community relations between Wicca and the other faiths of the area. Just my thoughts. Anyways, well, I still agree we should be out in the groves and under the moonlight, but I think having a city-based temple would be something that more people that were non-Wiccan could relate to, and it would help them and help us in the long run. So, just my thoughts. Anyways, let's walk on away. Walk on by. I'm singing D.I. Warwick, look out. You know, since I'm taking things slow today, I thought we'd just take a stroll through the park and check out what's going on here and see how the community garden is coming along. As we walk through here, you can see a little signs of spring flowers popping up. Aren't those beautiful? I've not seen those. They're pink and white. Look at all the little clovers here, the shamrocks. Oh, that's a sign of the Fae. You know, where there's a lot of shamrocks growing, there's a lot of Fae activity. At least that's what I've heard. Anyways, it's nice so we can actually get out and walk. The air is gentle. I love this little footbridge here in the park. Little tributary runs off, and down there's the water. Isn't that beautiful? Can you see it flowing? That's Holmes Run Creek that runs there. That's the one that runs all the way down to the other footbridge. You know, we've got footbridges. We got one down that way, which is one I usually walk on. And then another one, that's up that way. It's a new one. Let's stroll on. Let's see what's going on with the garden today. Oh, wow. Look at these flowers. Because I don't know what these are. They look similar to the Sorcerers Violet, but they're white and pink. Got a whole row of them here, a whole field. Aren't those beautiful? Can you see those? They're growing around this tree. This tree could be a home to the Fae, you never know. Certainly worth thinking about, isn't it? We're going to walk down here and see the community garden. If you look ahead here, this is our community garden, and what you do is you call the park service and say you want a plot, and they assign you a spot here. You pay like $20, and they even bring in topsoil for the people to get them started. I think it's a great program because it helps the people that are poor to grow vegetables so they have food, and it also creates a spirit of community togetherness, and people work side by side with their little plots. I actually like it, you know. I really do. I think it's one of the better programs that our city has done. Look, guys, here's some more of these beautiful pink and white flowers here. Just all over the place. Isn't that something? I'm not going to walk through them because I don't want to damage them. So we'll go around. Just beautiful. It looks like people are getting their stuff out for their garden here. They got their topsoil. Looks like some people already have flowers growing here. Look at this. See, this is their little plot. That's the size of plot you get for like $20 for the full year. And you get to take care. It's like your land for the year. That's really cool, isn't it? I like it. I have a friend named Joan, and she has Usually this plot down here, I forget which one is hers. It's one of these two. It's either this one or that one. I don't know if Joan got her plot this year, but she might have. I think it's this one here. This might be Joan's. Looks like I got some onions growing here. Usually she puts in sunflowers as well. I tell you, you can feel the energy here. It's like the excitement of new life, you know? Look at those onions growing. Those look really interesting. Now, I don't really eat onions, but I love to see them grow. I think they're cool looking plants. They look kind of alien looking, in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. That's what I think. But I love it. Look at this. See, some people got some jonquils or daffodils and tulips. Look at these guys. Aren't these lovely? Can you see that? That's a tulip there, I believe. Look at the jonquils. Those are jonquils. There's a beautiful red and yellow or red and orange tulip there. So there's got beautiful flowers growing here. Just lovely. I hear the geese over there barking away. Let me show you also what the city does, which is really cool. They even have run in now water pipes so that people can water their plot. So people don't have to lug down here jars of water, big gallon cans of water. They have actual water. Every plot has its own spigot. I think that's just really cool that the city does all of this for the local community. I tell you, it's one of the programs that always gets my endorsement. Always. Now here's some more Sorcerers Violet growing with the other flowers. You know, I'm wondering if this is Sorcerers Violet when it's really young and then it turns dark purple. So this may actually all be Sorcerers Violet. You see how the purple one is mixed right in with the white and pink ones. So maybe that's just baby Sorcerers Violet. I don't remember ever seeing it this color before though. I've always seen it as purple. Well, anyways, could be a sign of Fey activity. Oh, look at that. Speaking of the Fey, doesn't that look like a little doorway into a fairy house or a gnome house? That's the base of this giant tree. Look at that, guys. I swear that looks like some creature's habitation. Maybe a little squirrel or a mouse lives there. Or maybe a member of the Fae. And it's right here with all these Sorcerers Violet. Just very interesting. Gives you something to think about, doesn't it? Huh? I'm going to have to hang out down here and watch for the Fae. You know, I've been working on reading this book, Wicca for Men, and those of you who've been following my channel know I talked a little bit about this last week and on Sunday, but you know, it's got me thinking about, you know, right now is where it's spring with everything being renewed, and in here they talk about creation. The first chapter is called The Old Religion, and it talks about the birth of the old religions. And anyways, I thought I'd read a little passage here to you because I think it's kind of interesting. So it says here, by the way, this book is based on his coven. A.J. Drew is the author, and his coven's called Covenant's Creation, or excuse me, Creation's Covenant. That's the name of his coven. And I want to read this passage. He says, Creation's Covenant teaches that before there was life on this planet, lightning struck the ocean. From this event came the building blocks of what would later become life. In symbolic terms, the ocean is the womb of the goddess, and the lightning is the phallus of the god. This was the first great rite, the holiest of rituals, the union of male and female. It was the very act of creation. Think into that. Think about that. Now, isn't that really cool? Because I think there's a lot of truth there, you know? And I think that, you know, right now, especially it's spring, as we're talking about the renewal of life, where life comes from, how it evolves, I think that first creation that he describes as the lightning striking the ocean, I can feel that power. That's where it all began. You know, as I sit here and I watch these trees starting to come into bloom, see just little green buds starting on them, I think about the eternality of life, how life renews itself. You know, some of you have written to me and you said, Psychic Bob, my life is so horrible, I just want it to end. Well, let me tell you, don't do that. Don't give in to suicide. I want you to get out now, walk, study the plants, study the trees. Notice how the old trees, even these old trees, this tree in front of me is ancient, it's over 60, 70 years old, is starting to come back to life. There's always a spring, there's always a chance for renewal. And you have to hold on, because even when life gets tough, there's always the promise of renewal. And the Lord and the Lady assure us of that. Just like these precious little Sorcerers Violet flowers, they remind us of spiritual power, of the pentacle, of the pentagram, of the sign of life and joy and connection with all that is. Think about that. Oh, by the way, I forgot, I promised you to tell you a story about my Louis Vuitton bag. Well, you know, Psychic Bob can be a klutz. Well, let me tell you, I've got Louis Jr. with me. I've been carrying him lately because my large Louis Vuitton bag, the Speedy 35, was damaged. I was at Walmart recently and a lady ran up upon me with her cart and hit me and tore my bag. I don't know that it can be easily repaired, so that bag may be gone. So I've been carrying this other one because it tore off all the leather here at the handle and ripped the whole handle off. But I've been carrying this little one. This is a Speedy 30, which I love. I call him Louis Jr. But you know, Psychic Bob is such a klutz. I was recently painting. You know, I'm back to painting. And I had my bag sitting on a chair near where I was working. And my arm, when I was standing up, hit the bag. And it fell right into my painting I had just painted, which was still wet. And if you see here on my bag, I've got a gold streak of paint on the end of my bag. I'm just curious if any of you out there have Louis Vuitton and you know how to clean that up. It stained it instantly. I went as soon as it happened and got wet paper towels to wipe the paint off, and the paint has just stained into the canvas. And I can't get it off. I'm thinking about maybe trying paint thinner on it. I don't know if that would hurt, but also I don't want to hurt the bag as well. So if anybody out there can tell me how I can remove this stain off my bag, I'd be really thankful, because my first Louis Vuitton bag now is ruined because somebody ripped it. Now this one I've got paint on, so I'm quite upset, and I'm ruining very, very expensive bags, and I love my Louis Vuitton. But anyways, yeah, that's my latest drama with Louis Vuitton. Anyways, it's neither here nor there. It's just, it is what it is. But I tell you, the best thing is being able to come here and spend time with all of you. That means more to me than any Louis Vuitton bag. It really does. Well, guys, I tell you, I've had such a good time being here with you today. You all are just awesome. And, you know, it's, as I told you, I'm just having a day out. I'm just having a day out, and I appreciate that I can just come and spend time with you. And, you know, by the way, if you didn't see yesterday's video, you got to check that out. I taught everyone how to make a Bridget's cross. It's a wonderful arts and crafts project with some magical energy around it. So if you haven't seen yesterday's video, check it out. It's in the queue right before this one. It's called Wiccan Wednesday, How to Make a Bridget's Cross. Definitely check that out. Well, guys, I'm going to head on in. I've got some more calls to make and a few things I do have to do today work-wise, but I'm glad you're here, and thank you for being part of my channel. And, you know, a lot of you write to me and say, Psychic Bob, I'm not a subscriber, but I watch. I love that you watch, but please think about just setting up a little channel and subscribing. You don't even have to post videos, but it sure helped me out to help build my numbers. But I hope that you'll, you know, consider being part of Spirit Channel. And I look forward to being back here with you. Make sure to, as again, hit subscribe, like this video, favorite it, share it with your friends. We'll be back here tomorrow on Free for All Friday. I think I'll have some art to show you tomorrow, and we have a few other things we'll look at too. So make sure to be here. I'm looking forward to it. I love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Until then, may you all always blessed be.